Yo, family, what's good? Welcome back to another Kaspa live stream. I know I'm meant to be a crypto channel, but right now Kaspa has so much going on that I simply cannot help but talk about Kaspa. I apologize for being about 10 minutes late. Uh, Lost track of time, and then I had to get all my sources together because there is, as you can see, so much that we need to cover. Pretty much every one of these posts is something Kaspa related, and it's absolutely huge. We've got updates regarding Dagknight, updates regarding Vprogs, updates regarding stablecoins on Kaspa, a sort of marketing thing coming to Kaspa next week as well. And something also that is really insightful, which Son Polinsky mentioned that he had been speaking to other projects, other members of other teams about DAG, elements and Kaspa basically, and they were very excited about it, very interested, they loved the idea of it. And that is important for something that I'm going to explain in a moment, because there's an interview here, a panel discussion here with some OG members in the crypto space. This one here talking is Joe Cutler, who's a leader in the blockchain space, who was previously representing Washington State first licensed Bitcoin company, CoinMe. You've got David Schwartz from Ripple there and many, many others. But this is actually one of my alpha premium insights, and I'll play this interview later on. But what this panel discussion basically talks about, what Joe talks about here, is how those who are in this space, the so-called leaders, the tech leaders, if you will, they can't get blinded by the trillions of institutional capital coming in, and we need to go back to the grassroots ways of understanding why crypto was invented in the first place effectively. Crypto hasn't democratized much yet, was the words he used. And that to me is important because it's exactly what Son Polinsky is basically talking about right here. We're getting back to that, and Kaspa's the one leading that charge. So that being said, family, welcome back once more. Hope you're doing very, very well today. This fine Friday. I'm going to make it known now that it's quite unlikely I'll be going live this weekend, and I apologize for that. I'm going to try and make videos to make up for the fact, but I'm going to be out all of tomorrow with some family members celebrating a birthday, and Sunday equally is going to be something similar, I believe. I think they said they're not sure if they're going to cancel or not because they're busy with work, but if they're not, then I'll be going to that. But I'll keep you all updated, and of course I'll be live on active on Twitter and also Discord as well. So if you want to reach out to me for any reason, ask me a question, just hit me up, follow me on Twitter, also follow me in the physical server, come chill chat and learn more on there. And I'm actually about to forward one of my premium insights into that community, because that premium insight actually revolves around DII, Desert Energy, and Kaspa, which is huge news. And that being said, again, I'll get into the pleasantries a little bit later on, but to start with, I wanted to actually go straight into some Kaspa content, and we'll get back to some fundamental stuff a little bit later on. So welcome back, family, first and foremost. So let's go into this first post here from Michael Sutton. Now, there's one in particular entity name that is quite active on Twitter. He messages on a lot of Kaspa profiles, and it's just a constant fudster. He hates the fact that price is doing badly. And he's not the only one, of course. There are many people right now who do not like the price of Kaspa right now. If we look, Kaspa's currently valued at 4.6 cents, down 3.54% on the daily time frame. And it's because Bitcoin and Ethereum are showing weakness. Kaspa's not doing badly because it's a bad project, it's because it is following the rest of the market, where Bitcoin and Ether are currently doing badly. It's understandable. But there are many people right now who are just frustrated with the price. As I get it, a year and a half of, downwards price action is not ideal. Although I can easily say once again that pretty much every altcoin right now is down as much as Kaspa. They had a shorter time frame, they've done it in a year, where Kaspa's done it in a year and a half, but it's still the same thing. But I had somebody else just say earlier, I can't wait for Kaspa to reach 15 cents so I can get all out. And in my head, I'm thinking, fine by me, doesn't bother me in the slightest. I'll buy your dip. And something that Michael Sutton said as well. Michael Sutton said right here, I've never felt a stronger dissonance, so a divide, a split between how Kaspa's R&D is thriving and how part of course not all of us, but how part of the community seems to be feeling. Now, of course, that is completely down to those who only care about price action, who only have, in my belief, quite a short-term vision for Kaspa. And for crypto as a whole, they don't believe crypto is the future, they're here to make quick gains. It should be in meme coins, to be honest, not understanding that we are literally revolutionizing this space as we speak. Like Sutton says here, talent and expertise are coming in R&D, and real work is being done. More concrete updates to come soon. So I made a little bit of a summary post about this here, where in my perspective, the loose translation from Michael Sutton here is Kaspa's development is accelerating like never before, but all everyone can care about is the price. And he's not wrong. He's not. I've been saying this myself for months as well, and it's frustrating to keep reiterating myself, but it is what it is. And it's so sad that so many people fail to see past their screens and their charts and fail to see past this short term. I know you could argue the long term, the last 2 years has been bad, the last year and a half been bad, but they can only look in the past and in the right here and now. They can't predict. I mean, it's hard to predict, but they can't foresee or have a vision for what the future could look like. And we are seeing, as we're about to get through and a lot more information in this stream and the video I posted earlier, there is so much, especially right now, that's being built with Kaspa. And this is also going to coincide with one of other my premium insights from Sigden Bank. You have leading institutions and banks and governments right now. The ones who are ultimately driving this market. It's no longer retail or market makers so much so. It is Wall Street who are driving these markets with ETF runners mainly. And they know how to not be emotional. They know how to think logically. That is what they're telling their enterprise clients. Sigden Bank, this document I've shared on stream a few times. I published the full report, this confidential document, to my VIP community months and months ago. An introduction to the world of crypto assets and blockchain technology from Sigden Bank here. One page clearly states crypto market drivers, core findings, the pace of innovation and the ever-evolving market dynamics means that even experienced investors and crypto enthusiasts need to stay closely engaged. Price volatility and regulatory implications dominate the public discourse, but these are only surface distractions. These are distractions. Retail, we are the ones getting distracted by the price because all we see is a chart. They don't see the fact that crypto right now, blockchain right now, Kaspa as a part of it is becoming the foundational layer for the next generation of financial market infrastructure and innovative technology. We are so early that it's honestly not even laughable. Kaspa right now is building for success. It's not building for hype and fun. It's building to survive, to run this space in the future. That is where the real money comes in. That's where the real money goes as well. And this is ultimately why I remain bullish on Kaspa, especially now we're seeing so much taking shape. There is going to be a bit of an overlap from the video I posted earlier into the stream, but there is also more to go through as well. Regarding stablecoins, for example, I didn't cover the post regarding stablecoins because I didn't have the time. There was so much to get through right now. This is one post as well, building on from the video and equally yesterday as well. You spoke about MVPs, minimal viable products, which are a safe version of the product being released publicly to the market that won't cause too many or any issues really. And MVPs of Kaspa, Vprogs, should be released within the 6 to 8 months from now, apparently end of Q2, early Q3, according to Aspect, Michael Sutton, and also Hans Moog as well. And according to Michael Sutton as well, in a further update he gave, or in reply to some comments even, he said that people seem to believe that the idea of creating Vprogs is going to be so, it's going to be so difficult to do. It's going to take so much of our effort and time, but they failed to realize that Kaspa has so many brilliant minds a part of it that they can create an intermediate MVP that is production ready and still do other things as well. Now, he does not have a strong estimate, but he knows, or he strongly believes, and remember, Michael Sutton is the one who's focusing all his attention right now on Vprogs. He is doing nothing but Vprogs right now. So you can hear what Shy and what other retailers will say, and they're not wrong. It's their opinion, of course. But from my perspective, I choose to take the opinion of the person who's actively working on it, who has the vision, who's working, doing the inner stuff of it, than someone who's an external party who's making a prediction based on their experience or expertise, or whether it's extensive or not. He still believes, Michael Sutton, that we could see full Vprogs in the next year, before the end of 2026, before 2027, which is insane to believe. Absolutely insane stuff. And that's not all. I've said it once and I'll say it again. I said it the past 3 days now. For those who do watch other crypto content on my channel, I will get to that at some point, but it has been all Kaspa because that's all it's been so much going on. And 2026 is the year that we believe crypto is going to do very, very well. I was talking about the cycle extension theory on this channel for a few months, showcasing other documentation to my VIPs for over half a year now. It's been something we've been predicting, and it's coming to fruition right now. 2026 is going to be a big year for crypto, but in particularly massive for Kaspa. Sompolinsky replied to this individual here who said that I think in the very, very short term, we need good news or even some release or something, because right now the anticipation and interest of Kaspa is starting to drop significantly. And Sompi agrees here. Kaspa's founder agrees, and of course he should, which is why he believes in the next 3 to 6 months from now, there will be a release of the mainnet Covenant hard fork. So we'll see a decent amount of programmability come through, some version of ZK verifiers coming through, which IGRA can build on, which is great because IGRA are releasing their mainnet in the next 3 months or so in March. And then also RTD products, which I think include the kind of framework for Vprogs, Dagknight, 100 block per second, including ZK, including MEV, including oracles, and some other elements as well. So we're going to see a hard fork potentially with Kaspa in the next 3 to 6 months, which is hopefully going to be a massive step forward towards getting some adoption and some transactions on the platform, which is huge, on-chain activity, which is huge. And I did see a question that I'm going to get to in a short moment about my concerns that Kaspa will never get the adoption it deserves. And I agree with that, which is why Sompolinsky has also mentioned this. He mentioned earlier today / last night that he met with one professional crypto marketing team, which is of course big news. Now, unfortunately, that was taken a little bit out of context. My part to play in that as well. But he gave further clarification here, which I believe actually is even bigger. And unfortunately, whereas the individual left the salty or frustrated comment about how this is a bad thing, that it's not marketing, is what it is. Point being is, Sompolinsky here has stated that they haven't got a marketing team, but they've got a media outreach team, which basically means next week, as he says here, they'll start working with them next week. There's going to be a media outreach team who's going to help doing the role that Shai originally did for Kaspa, which was being that bridge between the Kaspa core tech people who say all their fancy words that we can't understand to the general public, the media, and even to builders and Web3 developers who want to understand more so how to adopt and jump on board a Kaspa, why it's worth doing so in the first place. So the media outreach team are going to make sure Kaspa's work is explained clearly and accurately, which will help more so in getting adoption on board. And I think it's a big deal. As I mentioned in my video, this market, if it's proven anything to you, 2025 has proven to you, hopefully, that this cycle is no longer about hype and dumps and FOMO. Because if it was, we'd be a lot higher right now. There's been so much hype. Institutional adoptions here. We should be at 200k Bitcoin based on hype alone. We're not there. We reached 126. And now we're down to 80, 90. We're so much lower right now. Hype is not what drives long-term success. It might be a short little pump, 5-10% pump in the short term, and then it falls off. You want to build for the long term. It's all well and good getting some marketing, spending some ad campaigns about Kaspa, but that's a short-term mechanism. And as Sompolinsky said here, there has been no successful crypto project with a professional marketing team. There might be some projects that have had that, but where are they now? The ones that are successful have a professional media outreach team, those who explain what their project's about so everybody else can learn about it and tap in properly. I could do my job for retail as a content creator, but I will never truly grasp the understanding that Sompolinsky and Microsoft will probably end up explaining to people without the help of intermediaries like Shai used to be. So now you've got a professional team hopefully doing that starting next week. This cycle is all about the future of tokenization. I explained that here. Sigdon Bank explained that months ago. I spent to my VIPs months ago. It's about future of the foundational layer for the next generation of financial market infrastructure. That is what this market is about now. Media outreach teams are much more important for spreading education than marketing team. This is also going to be a massive step to helping bridge that gap for developers and third-party builders and whatnot to, and even investors to jump on board Kaspa and help grow this ecosystem, help grow this project, which is great stuff. So pairing that with the vision of what's going to be coming out in the hard fork soon, with potential Vprogs therefore coming out in a year, and then even this these posts here, which I'm going to get to right now as well, you've got stablecoins as well that apparently are on the horizon. Microsoft said here, so here's something that seems to be on the horizon, though it's not my announcement to make. someone, I'm not entirely sure who that actually is, but evidently he's one of the developers or core kind of integrated members of Kaspa, if you will, has been interested for a while in introducing a hard fork with full covenant support in Kaspa's script engine, which I'm assuming is what Somplink is referring to back here, right here, a decent amount of programmability, this part right here. So we go back to it. He talks about a Kaspa script engine, opcat start explicitity. I won't go into all the details, but he should be the one to lay it out. But it should include, it opens the door to native stablecoins on Kaspa, which is absolutely huge stuff. And you read through all the stuff here as well. Perhaps vanilla ZK related opcodes are coming through, 20 or 25 BPS. And other elements as well. The main point is that real-time decentralization, RTD, plus covenants is something that can achieve in a very short time frame by just 1 or 2 devs, while others, including myself, keep the focus on Vprogs, Dagknight, and of course, that RTD plus covenants is a very interesting combination in terms of use cases. So we may end up seeing stablecoins on Kaspa potentially very soon, or at least the frameworks will be in place, and those frameworks in place will allow for the adoption to start flowing in, and the Kaspa start thriving more so as well. And that will be a massive boost to the Kaspa security budget to subsidize the miners. Right now, the leaders of the stablecoin market are ETH and Tron, and they both aren't efficient enough for real-world adoption. We know that Ethereum's too slow and expensive, and Tron is centralized and equally slow and expensive in comparison to Kaspa. So Kaspa will easily be the best platform for stablecoins, and this influx of volume and on-chain transaction will help also subsidize the miners, bringing them more fees, again bolstering and stabilizing the security budget, also likely reversing in increasing of hash rate as well. It's going to be a huge deal. So this is fantastic news for Kaspa as well. So you got that, and then you also got Dagknight. Jedi Jason with the $199 donation. Thank you very much, brother, for that. When is the HTX listing? Appreciate your question. We have got an update about that. We did see another post from HTX here where you can see 2 days ago they made a post where they had the Kaspa or just a K on the hat here, and then equally today they did the same thing again on the coffee mug right there. I'm not sure how quickly I can load it up, but I will try to do so. But there was a post from Johnny recently. Where is it? Okay. Will it come if I do that? No. There's a post from Johnny recently. In fact, I can just go on Johnny's page. I'm sure I'll be able to find it. Where he basically just said they've not paid for the listing just yet. So we are hoping and under the impression it should come this month. But Johnny said in a reply to somebody that they've not paid for the listing just yet. Here it is. HTX is going to list Kaspa after FOMC meeting. Told you after I pay, and I will tell the time. So basically, once KF actually paid for the listing, then they will reveal when the listing will come. So they've not paid for it yet, so we don't know when the listing will come through. But we know that HTX are actually in contact with KEF, because you've seen in prior posts that the HTX have been leaking Kaspa's logo. Now they've removed the logo, maybe because it's not been paid just yet. We can speculate about that, but HTX will be listing Kaspa at some point, but the payment's not been done just yet, so we don't have an exact date just yet. Hopefully that answers your question. I can only hope that it'll come before the end of the year, but you might envision that Johnny and KF are waiting for better market dynamics to really maximize the price move for Kaspa and bring more hot FOMO back. But we'll only have to wait and see. I'll give you an update as soon as I know about it. But thank you very much for the question and the donation. I was talking about this here, the next major part here. Dagknight, we've finally got the first proper look into Dagknight here, which is absolutely huge stuff. Long and short of it is still very early doors. There's no code for the testnet or the mainnet ready just yet, but some core components of the revolutionary protocol have already been implemented, which we can see from Coda stuff here. I do have a vanilla static DAG based implemented that is a core component for the protocol, like a hieratic conflict resolutions and incremental coloring in place. And then he also got a little more so here as well. It says fundamentally, someone says how different is Dagknight compared to Phantom Ghost Dag, or how familiar are they? To give some clarity, therefore, Fundamentally, they both will find a selected parent for a given block. GhostDag is similar in that it has something to maximize, and that solely depends on just the current parent. With Dagknight, you have to care about where the parents you see, where the parents you see had a difference in POV as far as their own selected ancestry is concerned, and resolve conflicts from there. Now, this is something that may make sense to some of you, bit tech for me in my belief, but it's giving a rundown from a dev side of things about the difference between the two. And this is also why I believe, in regards to this, while it's a good question, and I'm sure if I could try and figure out what it means, and I will do my best over the coming day or so to try and figure it out and let people know. But it's also why, again, it'd be very beneficial to have this media team, because this media team will ideally be the group of people, professionals that will be able to make that a lot easier to understand, which is again why it's so beneficial and why I prefer it much more than the marketing team. Marketing team is not what Kaspa's about anyways. It is what we're about to be as a grassroots community. Media outreach team, I think, is a much better solution, and also again will hopefully bridge that gap of knowledge between externals and the internal Kaspa team, so people know what is being built and why they should build on Kaspa. So that is some absolutely insane stuff. And then we've got this post here as well that I'm going to come to later on. But just to make a quick recap of therefore, we have people still complaining about the price, understandably, is what it is. You've got Vprogs potentially coming out in 2026 next year, which is huge stuff. You've got a hard fork coming in 3 to 6 months, which will help in regards to getting more on-chain transactions to Kaspa as well, on-chain activity. You've got a media outlet team coming very, very soon, which is huge, starting next week. So before the end of this year, hopefully. You've got stablecoins also, or possibility for native stablecoins also coming soon enough as well on the layer 1, which is fantastic, along some other updates as well that include 20 to 25 BPS, opcode elements as well, and ZK related opcodes as well, which is fantastic. And then also some first looks into Dagknight. So, it's been a jam-packed 3 or 4 days, family. It's been absolutely insane. This has increased my conviction for Kaspa. Of course, the question is, will Kaspa catch on? Will it get the adoption? I still believe it will. And I think what's being done now will hopefully be the trigger enough so to generate that adoption, to get the on-chain activity back. And that will see the security budget saved, the price eventually going up as well, and the FOMO will come back as well, which is, again, Son Polinsky's biggest concern right now is that as well. Like, people are still talking about before you taking it slow, and Son Polinsky's like, I mean, yeah, taking it slow, but he's not naive to the fact that Kaspa is a point now where you need to see adoption. It's all well and good taking 2-3 years to build the best protocol ever, and of course we're still going to end up trying to attempt that. Kaspa Core going to try and attempt that, but at the same time, if we haven't got a way to subsidize the money and protect the security budget, then you have the risk of it falling into irrelevancy. It's naturally with anything. Hashtag realizes that, and that's why he's taking measures measurements and steps to help prevent that, to help bring the adoption coming back to Kaspa. When the market returns with liquidity, I'm sure Kaspa is going to surpass a lot of people, especially with more building coming on board. Iggs is going to help, I'm sure, in regards to stabilizing the security budget and bringing capital back in as well. So that's only 3 months out as well. So we've got a lot to look forward to. Now we've got a lot more to get through as well. But that being said, questions, because I have not got to any questions right now. We did see Kryptoni here first, very, very early. I'm not sure what that is UK time. But welcome, brother. You're doing very, very well. And you too, Dimitar, let's go. We really wait for a little price association. I mean, we'll hopefully see a price run up at some point. Again, Bitcoin and Ether are just going down today, hence why Kaspa's going down. We'll see Kaspa where it finds its support level right now. It depends on Bitcoin. Right now, Bitcoin's at 90k, which does seem to be like some element of support for Bitcoin, but not a really strong one. The stronger one is probably in and around this 87k zone here. So you might see Bitcoin. If Bitcoin makes a recovery here, I think there's a good chance you'll see Bitcoin rally to 100k. You see Bitcoin make a recovery. If Bitcoin makes a recovery here and blows through this zone here, it will likely go through there and then go up there. If it ends up coming down more so, I mean, it's more than likely Bitcoin's going to come back down to here. over the next few days, in my personal opinion, not financial advice, of course. If that happens, therefore, then Kaspa will likely also follow in suit, going down to 4.5 to 4.1 cents, which for me would be another premium time to DCA into Kaspa. Not financial advice, of course. Tech is okay, but we want to see price increase. I agree, and that's, again, there's been a massive dissonance, divide between the community and what's being built right now, because we understand, I mean, we're not naive to the fact, I mentioned in my video, price isn't irrelevant. Of course, price is important. You want to make money, right? But price shouldn't be your sole focus, because if you only look at the price, you'll be blinded by what's actually going on that could correlate to price rising in the future. We want to see price rise, and that's why Kaspa Core are taking measures right now to start showcasing their work, to get a team involved to help showcase their work. So that means we can see what's going on, start driving some more FOMO, getting more adoption involved, bringing more on-chain activity back, and that will therefore help in regards to the price going up as well. And then you've got KF doing their parts with regard to listing as well, so I'm not worried. Welcome back, Greg. Budget very, very well. Happy Friday to you too, brother, and you too, Double D. Minimum we must reach 50 cents. We'll have to wait and see. If not impossible, time will tell. Welcome back, Blaze. Doing very, very well, brother. Yo to you too. I want $5 and above. 50 cents is okay. I mean, yeah, 50 cents is okay, but $5 would be, of course, fantastic. Kaspa will have a run all on its own like it did in the bear market. I mean, you never know. You never know. Of course, there's a belief that could happen. I would not be against it. Maybe time will tell. Otherwise, accumulating. We can have a look. I wonder if Kaspa is still up right now. It might be shut down already. I'll have a look. Okay, I haven't shut down just yet. Probably shut down very, very soon though. You're seeing some outflows from some big wallets. You also got 10 million here. So that looks like it's a straight swap that did it. No, so you've got 10 million in from this wallet here. Bybit accumulating like 5 mil, 5 mil here. So you are seeing some big wallets accumulate, which is always good to see. But of course, Kaspa is shutting down. We'll get to that post in a short moment as well, because that's actually referring to this here as well. But there are other alternatives like Kaspa Lens and also like Kaspa Stream, both which are good alternatives. And I think Kaspa Stream right now are trying to incorporate a KRC20 market element, because that's the benefit of Kaspa. You could see the KRC20s and how they're performing. There's no other platform right now that has that, which is unfortunate. So right now, of course, fundage is going towards these two platforms right now. I think mainly this one. And you can see this showcases how many KRC20 transactions have been in the last hour, which is a cool feature, but they're not showing the mass amount of transactions taking place, or not showing the actual tokens themselves. So I think there are plans. I think I saw a post of plans to incorporate that, which is good to see. One element that I have to always look through the website a little bit more so, but I do like the UI. I think it's very, very clean. One thing that I do like, they've been upgrading continuously as well. You can see this all here as well. You can see the stream contributors as well. You see who's contributing right now as well, which is also really cool. One thing I don't think it does have, which it does not, which I do like in regards to Kaspa Lens, is it showcases the average price. Not that it's a necessity to know that, but I like knowing what the average entry price is for the top wallets. So I know kind of if they're net negative or not right now, which currently this wallet is down on average 50+% in value, but it's still buying more and more. You can't see it on other platforms, but maybe they'll incorporate that in the future as well. It's a nice quality of life thing. Welcome back, Falco. Budgeting very, very well. And you too, Brett, my man, and you too, Dan. Just say this in your earlier video, lol. Yeah, I know. There's a crossover to the video I posted earlier and to what's covering right now. But there are other elements as well we're talking about. We spoke about HTX already, but I'll talk about it again at some point. You've got Ego Labs here. You've got someone who's also running more nodes. You've got this one here I'm very excited to talk about. Again, coinciding some alpha documentation I covered in my VIP, and some other stuff here as well is also quite interesting. We'll get to that though in a short moment. And welcome back. Any names? You're doing very, very well. Institutions don't care about retail, little bags. Tell that guy to sell. I mean, I definitely could tell this guy to sell, but I also figured it's not worth my time to say anything. Like, respectfully, of course, it's not worth my time to reply to him, because he's been messaging and replying to a fair amount of my posts for a while. He does it to many Caspians and content creators. He's always the doomer, the playing devil advocate. And eventually you try to respond to him and give him some form of hope and clarity and whatnot, but he's forever defeatist. Some people, the saying, you can take a horse or a camel to the well, you can't force him to drink. I could give him all the information in my belief possible. He doesn't want to believe it, he won't believe it. So there's no point in me trying in that aspect. I'm more than happy to talk to anybody about Kaspa and my beliefs. That's kind of why I have this channel, for example. I'm talking to all of you here. And I'll talk about it. But if it's come to the third, fourth, fifth time where I've been saying the same thing time and time again and people are refusing to take it into account, there's a certain level where it's like, what's the point of you even still trying? You're better off saving your own sanity and not addressing that matter. Because either at this point, it's not even a case of me trying to prove them wrong, because I have to wait for the actual evidence to take shape for Kaspa to actually start rallying. Once it starts rallying, then I could, if I was to be petty, go back and say, I told you so. I'm not going to do that. It's not in my character. But then I could do that. If he wants to sell, he can sell. If he wants to sell at 15 cents, he's more than welcome to. It doesn't bother me at all. He can get out. It doesn't bother me at all. I'll be here for the long run. And yeah, I get the concern, Dan, about Kaspa not taking off. And again, it's a widely shared concern with a lot of us, including Sompolinsky. But he has he's taken matters into his own hands to prevent that from happening, which is good to see. And there's a lot taking shape right now. The past 3 to 4 days have been very jam-packed with information. And I'm only going to hope to see more coming out, especially starting next week as well. Adoption is inevitable with the tech. It just takes time. I mean, that's also a very crucial point. The tech take a long time to take shape. The biggest concern that I say had because I don't think I have it much anymore because Kaspa Core doing stuff about it now, is again, when there are elements that are really crucial to understand, like this here, I don't understand the intricate element in regards to what Kodos was talking about here. Now I can do my research and try and figure it out, and I will try to, but I haven't got that coder mindset to easily understand what it's talking about and then make it in normal terms, if you will. That is something that, of course, not every builder will be in the same stage that I'm at. A lot more builders will have a lot more tech-savvy minds that can, understand that more so. But there's still going to be an element where there are people who are going to have kind of very base level understanding of even just code and elements like that, and they want to build a platform on Kaspa, but they don't understand what the core is talking about. You need someone who can bridge that gap. That's what Shy was to Kaspa. And now Sompolinsky is incorporating a media outreach team to help in that bridging that gap. So my concern was that I believe great tech gets adopted. We've seen it throughout history. Everything that is really innovative does get adopted. It's the internet. It's proof of that. My concern was that people would not understand what Kaspa is about, and therefore they wouldn't bother trying to bridge to it. But that knowledge, that gap is attempted to be closed and bridged right now, which is reassuring to see. So I'm not worried about it now, and especially because of this. So I can now get into this post here as well. I'll get into the first part of this post in a moment. The second part of this post for me is really important. Sompolinsky, he spent the last 2 days in Abu Dhabi with Zcash and Solana, which is Mert's team. Now I believe it was Bingo, or was it somebody else? It was, I can't remember, his name is blurred out for reasons, but in my physical server, one of my community members stated that for the information relating to this section here regarding Mert's team refers to a group of people who work with Mert Mumtaz, who's the co-founder and CEO of Helios Lab, a company that builds tools and services for developers working on the Solana blockchain, with such as data access and infrastructure support. So Sompolinsky here was talking to Zcash and this team here on Solana, alongside Ilya from the Near protocol and some others. And what he took away from that, what he has said, is that these people, all of them, really were interested and loved DAG. So an element of what Kaspa's about, therefore, Kaspa's block DAG architecture, they love the DAG. They spoke about how to give it more attention that it deserves, and will make sure that it does. That to me is huge, huge, huge news. Very, very big news indeed. When you're hearing, other industry leaders and developers, part of their own leading projects, Zcash, Near, Solana, that are taking an interest in what's being built on Kaspa right now, and they want to spread that knowledge to get it the attention it deserves. So I'm not worried in that regard. If these people are seeing an interest in it, I don't see why it wouldn't be widely perceived by others as well. Now, I want to also talk about this interview here. This interview here, for me, one of my premium insights that I showcased, again, I think it was back in July, actually. Let me just quickly check the timestamp that I put in my community. It was where is it? July 27th, 2025. So yeah, almost 5-6 months ago now. If not, it's been a long time. And in this interview, we're going to play out in a second. These are fintech leaders. Again, Joe Cutler, a leader in the blockchain space. This man right here. You got David Schwartz, who is the ex-CTO for Ripple. And you've got other industry leaders here as well. And Joe Cutler being the main vocal point of this section of the panel here is basically talking about how there's still a bit of a worry about the institutional adoption that's coming into crypto and how it's got a long way to go. He acknowledges the significant adoption coming to crypto, the trillions of dollars that is flooding into this space and is going to continue flooding in, and he's excited for it. Of course, we all are. However, he voices his concerns to those who may become blind and lose their ways as to why crypto was originally created, which was to give money, give power back to the individual, the consumer, not the banking cartel and the centralized entities. That's why crypto was created. The saying, crypto hasn't democratized much yet. And this is facts, this is truth. There will become a stage where fintech leaders end up reflecting on the critical ethos of crypto, democratization, and in my opinion, we're seeing that right here. This is where Kaspa will thrive best because it's the only asset in this space that solves the trilemma. And it's creating history, and people are taking an interest in it right now. We're getting back to the stage here, so listen very closely to this interview here.
You know, there's two things in all of it. We could talk for a year about this, but there's two things that I would say in summary that I worry about. One is the original mission of the early blockchain project, and I'm so glad that people from Ripple are here, right? Because you get this, like, is to democratize access to the control over value, and that's not happening in the institutional rebuild. We haven't democratized much, in my opinion. And I worry about that. I worry that this, and then the second thing is it was also destined to sort of remake the value propositions of aggregation of wealth, money, power, and control into a more balanced system than it was before. And I don't see that happening either in the march towards institutional adoption. And so while we're all excited about new technology, we're all excited about what we can do. We can make a trade faster on a stock exchange. We can make less friction across borders. I just hope that we get out the map once in a while and remind ourselves what country we're in, not what road we're on.
This is where I believe we are currently at. We see institutional adoption coming in full force. Larry Fink, Sandy Cole, all these industry leaders who are actively taking a part in crypto, who want to tokenize the entire world on a blockchain. That is happening now, and we're excited for it. We're going to see capital coming in. However, there's still a concern that these centralized entities are going to remain in control and suck liquidity out, leaving us high and dry. Crypto is created to make it fair for everybody, to spread the wealth, not to allow these. I mean, of course, if you get in early, you'll be more fortunate than those who come in later on. But it was meant to be a financial infrastructure that makes it fair for everybody, to give everyone a fighting chance.
There's two things.
That's not what's happening right now. So as Joe Cutler says here, it's not democratized much yet. Hopefully we get the map back out on a while and realize where we were going with crypto in the first place. And that is why I find this post here from Son Polinsky so crucially important, because he has been speaking to these other project leaders, Zcash, Solana, Near, and others, and they are taking an interest in DAG, the protocol that Kaspa's created, or Kaspa, on the block DAG, the Ghost DAG, to bring decentralized internet sound, hard money, sound money, internet fast protocol into the crypto world, what Bitcoin was meant to be, as I put it. It's why I believe in Kaspa, and we're getting back to this. This for me is a very big deal. Why I'm still not worried about Kaspa. You got the stuff taking place hard fork in the next 3 to 6 months. You've got a media outreach team coming through, and then you've got other leaders in the space who are actively taking notice of DAG, what Kaspa's a part of. That for me is huge. And this is again something that me and my VIPs were hoping for and aware of months in advance. We are listening to these sort of interviews and stuff like that, which highlighted the concerns that many people don't take notice of. We posted actually another video interview today that's only got like 20 odd views, and it's been like almost a month now. And in that panel discussion, it was talking about from Fidelity about how Bitcoin is becoming a currency as a debasement trade currency, which is understandable because dollars falling off and Bitcoin's growing more. But also, in the words of Fidelity, a $1.5 trillion asset manager, we are still early. They're saying that. I can say it, and you're like, oh yeah, content creators, they're saying that. Sort of information you see in the VIPs. You want to learn more, family, level up your knowledge, your investing, and your trading skills. Check it out right here. Links are down below in the description. You can find all information about it also available in the physical server. If you sign up now, you can get a 7-day free trial period, or even through our affiliate exchange, BYDFI, follow the steps in the physical server. You can get a 30-day free trial as well. Access to trade alerts going on in there, all the alpha documentation, the private live streams, and education going on as well, and so much more. And become less emotional, more logical, a calmer, more well-rounded trader and investor. You can find out more here. So links down below in the description. And yeah, hopefully I see you up there. And yeah, I agree, Kryptoni, that the Pandora's box, it seems like it won't, but I think Kaspa most definitely will catch on. It's just a matter of time. Seems like no adoption for Casplex. Yeah, Casplex have kind of just fallen off in a sense, because I think people have got a very negative perception of Casplex because of a lot of it being fueled by Shy, but also there's not open source elements to it. Yeah, people are not the most comfortable with Casplex right now. And to be fair, I've not heard anything from Casplex recently. I've heard nothing from them. Like, if I check, has Casplex even made an update as of late? Look, that's quite poor in my belief. Last update from Casplex was October 17th. It's been 2 months you've heard not a peep out of Casplex. That for me is quite poor. I'm not sure exactly what Casplex are trying to do, but if we've seen little to no updates and announcements, I understand that not many people are using it right now. I get that. But they're not even seemingly trying to innovate or bring more traction involved right now. I get Kaspa's doing badly, Mog's doing badly, but doesn't seem to be much going on in Casplex right now, so that is not ideal. But Igro closed mainnet's coming out this month, and the open mainnet's coming out in March 2026, coinciding with all these other developments coming out. So 2026 for me is going to be huge. I think you'll see Kaspa finally get that shock effect that people have been waiting for, and adoption coming back again in full force. Casplex sucks. And yeah, a lot of people also have that similar perception. I think that's why it's not doing very well. Good evening, Greta. You're doing very, very well. And Casper King, welcome back, my man. Any other Aussies in here? Hopefully we'll see some in here soon. Statement from a few smart people. Kaspa is only layer 1, able to ramp the entire world. Yeah, completely agree. In Hans Moog's word, Kaspa will melt faces. He's not saying that because he's FOMOing, he's believing it. A transaction isn't even a transaction on proof of stake networks because it's not anti-fragile. Yeah, Kaspa is the ultimate settlement layer for stablecoins, for all forms of transactions. It's the ultimate settlement layer for the entire monetary system. This, for me, when I look at this post here, because of course I'm a maximalist, but when I look at this post here, I correlate this to Kaspa's price is short-term FUD. What you should be taking account of is the developments going on, and understand that Kaspa is becoming the foundational layer for the next generation of financial market infrastructure and innovative technology. It is Kaspa that is making the difference. And you're seeing that starting to take shape now. Being beyond demoralizing holding this, also hash rate is plummeting. What the hell's happening? It's been happening because the market's been doing terrible for a long, long time. Kaspa, of course, started going down a little bit earlier. 6 months earlier, Kaspa started going down. Everything else peaked around here. Every other altcoin peaked around here. Kaspa peaked 6 months earlier, been going down continuously since. Everything right now is down 70+% from their all-time highs, similar to Kaspa right now. So Kaspa's not in no different boat, therefore. Kaspa just had a longer bleed. In regards to why the hash rate plummeting, well, people are not going to mine Kaspa at a loss right now. So they'll be turning off their miners, hash rate's been going down. But because hash rate's been going down, those who are still mining actually are making profit. You know, with Kaspa price going down, more miners turning off, the ones who are still mining are keeping their profits. So it's not weird to see. But of course, if it continues on that level, there is going to be a word to Kaspa security budget. The ones who are mining are keeping up the security. That's why, again, you'll see measures being made, steps being taken to help subsidize that, which is important. But yeah, patience is what we need right now. You're right, Kryptoni, 100%. Demoralizing Kaspa is still up more than 99% of other alts in the last 4 years. Also very true. Most alts are still down significantly from their all-time highs, yet alone this cycle. Kaspa has still been one of the best performers in the last 4 years. It's a matter of perspective, ultimately. If you look at it in a 4-year time frame, Kaspa's fine. Look at it in a 2-year time frame, Kaspa's terrible. Look at it in a few weeks, Kaspa's one of the best ones. But it's a matter of perspective. That's the reason why I always find it almost pointless trying to debate and argue about price action, because ultimately you can take whatever figure you want to support your claim. I saw someone make an argument to me on Twitter not a while back, actually. Who was it? What post was it? I don't even remember. But someone's basically complaining about the price of Kaspa as per usual, about how bad it's doing, and I just gave a kind of rundown about. In fact, I'm not going to be able to find it. I think it was a few days ago that I applied to it. But it's just like, yeah, you can choose it, but I can also nitpick an answer as well about how Kaspa's done very well in that time frame as well. It's what it is, right? Time will come back. If you're worried about the short-term price, you never make real life-changing money. It's precisely what this post said from Signature Bank here as well. This is what my Alpha documentation talks about. You need to, if you have an issue and you want to learn how to solve, you want to learn how to have patience and calm in this cycle, check out the VIP. You'll learn a lot more in there, and you'll level up your investing knowledge immediately. And again, if you don't want to take my word for it, there are free trials there. If you don't want to take my word for it that you'll level up your investing and trading knowledge immediately in the VIP, there are free trials available where you can leverage that and check it out for yourself before you decide you want to commit. In that time, I changed 1 Bitcoin to 230 Kaspa, and now 1 Bitcoin is 2 million Kaspa. Yeah, it's unfortunate, Dimitar. It's unfortunate. That's all I can say to that, really. But hopefully that will change soon enough where 1 Bitcoin will be worth a couple thousand Kaspa as opposed to 2 million in time. I preach this and scream this all day. Yeah, I know you do. I know you be preaching this sort of stuff all the time. And yeah, even now, industry leaders saying the exact same thing. And we found out about this months back. Of course, I don't talk about everything I post in my VIP because of the paid content. But I show some snippets here and there to let you all know why I can remain logical in these times and not being emotional. I understand that this is why I continue to still be bullish on Kaspa, and why, again, when I'm Kaspa doing badly, I'm still making gains elsewhere, be it through trading or other projects. Which again, you can learn more in the VIP, use the free trials and learn a lot more in there as well. Not every time when you see the future first, they're profitable. Sometimes better to wait. Yeah, again, it's situational, right? This has been one of the worst cycles, or one of the most unpredictable cycles ever. But everything right now is panning out to be a very, very good year starting 2020. Well, next year, 2026, is going to be a very good year. It's been garbage, internal division, hash rate plummeting, constant fake outs, still on big exchanges. We are humans. It's normal to be upset. Yeah, it's normal to be upset, John. It's normal to be upset. I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying you can't be upset, but at the same time, like, what do you want to do about it? Regarding big exchanges, it's a community effort. It's a fair launch project. So therefore, it would be down to all of us, including yourself, to, if you want a big listing, pay for it. Which I think is actually a big issue if you do that. Because paying for a listing, if you pay Binance for a listing, they've been screwing Kaspa for over a year with their futures. They'll do it more of a spot listing. They don't care. Kaspa plummeting is, of course, understandable because the price has been going down. But this is not a Kaspa issue, by the way. There's one thing I want to, again, highlight. Kaspa being garbage, yeah, sure. Look at 99% of cryptos in this space. Look at Sui right now. Sui has equally been garbage. from Sui's launch, as highlighted on Binance here. If we go for Sui USDT, let's Sui USDT on let's choose Mexi. Does Sui launched here or even up here? Let's go on Sui here. What CMC says. I'm just nitpicking for the sake of nitpicking right now. Sui all time, according to CMC, when it loads, is down 9%. So Sui's actually made 0 gains in its 2-3 year lifespan, where Kaspa's still up like 25,000%. It's understandable to be frustrated right now with the price. I'm not saying you can't be, but what I am trying to highlight is that in the situation where you are doing it, take a wider perspective. Kaspa's not doing badly. Everything besides XRP, ETH, and Bitcoin, although actually should be sort of mainly just been Bitcoin and I guess XRP, but because of the whole lawsuit thing, but everything has been terrible. Everything has been terrible. You've had some niche exceptions which have done very well. You had Hyperliquid done quite well. Zcash done quite well. Kaspa did well earlier on, but everything's been terrible. It's not just Kaspa. Sui's doing trash. Ondu's doing trash. Tao's doing trash. Everything's doing trash. It's a market altcoin issue because of institutional liquidity only going into Bitcoin. It's not a Kaspa issue. That's going to change. It's going to change when the business cycle starts expanding and money goes back in. That's going to happen. Again, if you need to learn more about that, check out my VIP, Invest in Your Future, and you'll understand more so where we're going, understand how to better analyze the markets and continue making gains along the side until you wait for that explosive catalyst where you can then learn the trading techniques you need to learn to maximize your gains. Again, all information down below in the description. 7-day free trials as well, so use the free trial so you can learn a lot more there as well. Listen to the content we're talking about and the information we posted in there today. We've talked about the future, where we're going. There's literally a post earlier that says the pieces are in place and the market is now ready. We're going to start seeing moves coming through, and there's also a report there from DRI to the energy as well, right here. I'll be posting in my community as well. So join the free Discord server at the very least so you can learn about some stuff that I put in there. Yeah, not Kaspa for 100%. And yeah, Kaspa's continued to grow in adoption. It's just the price is not expanding because there's no one's buying right now. The ISM is contracting. There's no one's wanted to buy right now. That's all it is. All right, before I get to some more questions, because I don't want to just do a complete Q&A for the last 10 minutes or so, I'm going to do some more content real quickly. So we already covered this last part of the post here. The first part of the post here was just Tom Polinsky basically just saying that in response to the CashFi creator Crypto K, because it's a browser community UI website that we have all tend to use and it's very, very popular, Tom Polinsky was saying that in that instance, reach out to him, send him a DM, and he will help him get him funding. Because it's a website that all Caspians love to use, and if you are something that is that widely respected and used and loved, you deserve the funding. And I think that's a good message. Unfortunately, he said that. So on Polinsky, you see many other Caspians also ask Crypto K, can we support the funding? We want to help out, yada, yada, yada. I don't think he's responded to anybody yet, to my knowledge. So I don't know if it's going to continue or not. CashFi is just a shame. But you have got other websites, again, that are going to pick up the reins. But that is, again, a nice thing for Son Polinsky to acknowledge and say. And then, of course, give that massive bombshell after that as well. In other updates, you've got IGRA nodes layer 2, which launched, I think, at the beginning of this month. And apparently now it comfortably processes 200 plus EVM blocks per second, which is huge, with room to scale when the layer 1 scales as well, which, again, we are seeing developments about how it's going to hopefully start scaling in the next 3 to 6 months on the mainnet. Hard fork, so that's going to be huge as well. So this is fantastic stuff here. Great to see IGRA Labs, again, continuing and the developments. We'll see their mainnet come out soon enough as well. HX listing again. We know they're connected to Kaspa, but it's not going to happen right now until Johnny pays for the listing. Of course, we'll find out soon enough as well. And then also this interesting post here regarding Kaspa, where this Rosario fella, shout out to you. I remember him because he made a post regarding setting up a Kaspa node on a 2013 iMac, which was huge because one thing about 10 BPS, the benefit of 10 BPS, that you could run nodes on decade-old hardware. That's insane. Because right now in this day and age, for you to be able to run those and to be able to utilize anything You know, if you're trying to play a game, for example, you need to have the most up-to-date specs. You can run a node, and even running nodes, you require a very GPU intensive and CPU intensive setup to be able to run a node efficiently. You can use a decade-old hardware and still run nodes. Whereas I set one with iMac, 2013 iMac, and now he's doing one with Linux as well. Absolutely insane. Shout out to you, brother. You're an absolute legend for that. That's fantastic to see. In other news, real quickly as well, reason why Tau started rallying yesterday, I never actually figured out until after the stream. Tau rallied yesterday because of the Grayscale announcement, in my belief. Again, a bit of FOMO from that institutional adoption. You can see here, Tau today with Tensor's Grayscale Trust has begun trading on the OTC markets, which is great for that. Speaking of markets, you see the SEC has now officially approved the DTCC's request to tokenize stocks and bonds on the blockchain, which is fantastic because the DTCC operates on the first and only global trade repository for the derivatives marketplace, a market that is projected to be over $1 quadrillion. I'm not joking. The derivatives marketplace is over $1 quadrillion. It's insane. And the SEC just basically said, you, the DTC, who is the ones kind of the front of line for the derivatives market, can now start tokenizing stocks and bonds on blockchain. Massive bombshell there. Not going to correlate to price rising immediately, of course, but it is going to correlate to increased exposure and adoption going forward as well. So that's fantastic there. In other news, apparently YouTube now enables stablecoin payouts. Great to see. When Kaspa? Of course, when Kaspa. The sooner we can get all on crypto and blockchain, the better, honestly. Of course, whether, unfortunately, this world is still very, very much not adopted the tokenized framework just yet. So, not a lot of people will be able to make that transition just yet, but you'll see that happening very, very soon. And I'm liking that. I know like with Patreon and stuff like that, they do allow, I think, crypto payments in some elements as well. But yeah, hopefully you'll see Kaspa become part of that at some point. Probably not anytime soon, but who knows? Who knows? Time can be funny like that. And then the final announcement here as well, crypto policy roundup from Ellen Terrett here, former Fox business journalist. Just talks about how it's a very, very busy week. The week kicked off with lawmakers, regulators, and administration officials at the Blockchain Association Policy Summit, and wrapped with industry leaders meeting at the White House to discuss outstanding market structure issues. And it goes on here as well, talking about what Caroline Pham did when she launched a pilot program allowing Bitcoin, ETH, and USDC as collateral in US derivatives markets, which is huge. Very, very big there as well. You saw SEC Chair Paul Atkins, who told A16's Miles Jennings that most crypto assets are not securities, which is a pretty big development, to say the very least. You got a glimpse into the negotiation process between the Senate and the Senate Republicans and Democrats. We've got a market structure bill as well, and much more. Again, I'll post this whole summary in my news channel in the free Discord server there as well, so you can look forward to that as well. But it's been a very proactive week for crypto regulations, and equally, especially for Kaspa as well. So this is fantastic news across the absolute board. Just getting some final questions real quickly as well. Kaspa converts energy into a monetary base. It will be the last altcoin to go to zero because of monetary physics. Yeah, not wrong there. Even if it goes to zero, we know for a fact crypto is ruined, and you shouldn't care since the money you invested in crypto should be money that you don't need. True. If you are, that's also a very true fact. If you are very, very frustrated with the price of an asset right now, and that's the reason why I can also remain logical, not emotional, because I'm not too overexposed. I mentioned how when Bitcoin crossed below 98k back here, I was going to hold more stablecoins. I'm still doing that. I've started DCing a little bit of this value, of course, but I'm still holding quite a lot of stablecoins. I was 50, I think I was 50 stables, give or take, or just below 50% of stablecoins, and the rest of the Kaspa. And I've been DCing a bit in these kind of dips, but I'm not overexposed. And the money that I have in crypto is money that I can afford to lose. That's how it should be. I mean, of course, if this if you want to take out a loan, that's up to you. I'm not a financial advisor. I would not recommend doing that. Not that I'm a financial advisor, but do so anything at your own risk. But in those who are doing that, you're taking a very, very big risk. And they'll also deter you from being able to make logical decisions because you're putting everything on the line. And while crypto's going to take off, how long have you got to wait? If Kaspa felt I'm all in on gold, yeah, very fair as well. Why does Kaspa fail to break every downtrend that happens? It can't. Why can't someone buy whenever it's possible? Who knows? Who knows, brother? Honestly, Kaspa is on the UTXO model, while ETH tokens are on the account model. This is why they can't ship over to Casplex. It's terrible. I mean, this is part of the concern that Shai was raising as well about how Casplex felt like a rushed design. And again, I've not looked too much into Casplex. I used it a little bit, but this is evidence of that. Evidently, it was a rushed design. That's why I think everyone right now has put all their hopes on Igra Labs, who have been providing updates quite frequently, monthly, roadmaps and whatnot, and have been open sourcing their code bit by bit. Shai's biggest concern with Casplex is that he didn't like Casplex for many reasons, of course, but one of them he highlighted, which I do agree with, the fact that they are going to release their mainnet, but they hadn't even open sourced all their code yet, and other elements as well. And now you're seeing there being issues, or at least seemingly there being issues. Again, I'm not using Casplex. I don't know what they're doing. They've not said anything in months, which is crazy, actually. It's crazy. So yeah, Casplex, unfortunate. If they make a recovery, maybe they're waiting for Igra to come out so they can have some proper competition. I don't know. I remember Johnny saying he wanted USDC native on Casplex in Q1, which might just be a strategy from them to release Circle native USDC on Casplex when Igra's mainnet comes out to compete with them properly, or have a chance to compete with them. But who knows? I'm looking forward to Igra right now, truth be told. Any more questions real quickly as well? Kaspa will rip 2026, 100%. It's going to melt face in 2026, no doubt about it. It's going to be huge, huge next year. Yeah, I've been trying to keep up with myself. Actually, it's hard because there's so much going on. I'm gonna have to spend like a full weekend. Like I have the message timestamp saved when someone first started messaging on the 7th of December, 5 days ago, and there's been so much activity since then that it's going to be hard for me to catch up with all of it. I'm going to try, but yeah, they've been posting some massive alpha. That's why I made the video 2 days ago and equally the one earlier today covering that alpha so we can understand more of what they're talking about. And I've made a lot of posts about that on my Twitter as well to provide some update and clarity about it. So you can check that all out on my Twitter page, on my YouTube channel, in the Discord community, because I'll be posting to the Discord community as well, and the VIP, everything there as well. Are you open to admitting you've been wrong saying we are early on a 2.5 billion market cap? That's not early in crypto. We are early. What are you talking about? Are you open to admitting you've been wrong saying we are early on a 2.5 billion market cap? That is not early in crypto. We are early. We are at a 3 trillion total crypto market cap, and that is early. When you think about the fact that all of retail, stocks, bonds, debt, everything's going to be tokenized on a blockchain. Everything's going to pick up, trillions going to come. We are at 3 trillion market cap. Stocks is a 50, 60 trillion. That's going to be tokenized on a blockchain. That's what I mean by early. So when you think about 3 trillion being early, and then Kaspa currently being at 2 bill, or 1.2 bill right now, is definitely early. Comparatively, it's definitely early. I'm open to admitting when I'm wrong. I've done it multiple times on this channel. I admitted when I was wrong when I said that Kango looked a bit scammy compared to Nacho due to the token holding supply, not understanding how the token allocation was working. And I admitted I was wrong in that. I admit when I'm wrong. I'm not ashamed to do that. I'm a man about it. But all I'm reiterating to you all right now is what my alpha documentation and my premium insights is telling me. That's what it's telling me right now. The panel that happened literally 2-3 weeks ago came from Franklin Templeton, not me. I'm the parrot. I'm the messenger. Franklin Templeton, the 1.5 trillion asset manager, said we are early. So if you've got an issue with that, you can play with them. But we are early, and the fact that crypto's not taken off yet is also proof of that. Okay, I'm trying to get through the questions right now. I can see that early was at 100 more market cap. No. Not, I mean, yes, but no. I don't even know how to elaborate on that. Of course, 100 mil markup's early. Of course it is. But it depends on your time frame. If you're thinking in this cycle alone, then yes. But that's you're at that point, you're trying to find a diamond in the dust. 100 mil market cap, you have no guarantee it's going to be the next big thing. It's a diamond in the dust. It's a real gamble. I'm saying we're early at 1.2 mil market cap. I'm saying we're early at 1.2 bill market cap. I said we're early at 5 bill market cap. We're at all-time highs because we were. When you understand and you see the information that I have seen, and again, you can find that for free trials in the VIP, you can see what these institutions are talking about how early we are, about all the capital coming into crypto. And then you realize that 1 bill, 2 bill, 5 bill, 3 trillion is early. It's still really, really short. Just a question real quickly, just seeing Dimitar and Krypton having their own conversation, which is fine. I like Kaspa where people keep comparing it to Bitcoin or hoping it will hit trillions on market cap. Would you consider that the second or third option? So far, we've just been extra liquidity. I do consider how Kaspa has been doing badly right now. But again, you could look at the entire market. When I'm talking about Kaspa, I'm not in my echo chamber talking about Kaspa being the next Bitcoin, or at least when it comes to price. Because I'm looking at right now, every negative thought behind Kaspa has been correlated to price. Whenever I think about price, I don't look in the echo chamber of Kaspa. I look at the broader market. The broader market has been crap. It's not Kaspa has been crap. The broader market for the past year has been crap. It's not Kaspa's fault. Right now, everybody who's been in altcoins has felt the heat, has got screwed time and time again. October 10th, hacks early on in the year, Trump Liberation Day, war in the Middle East. It's been headline after headline, dump after dump, liquidation after liquidation. It's not Kaspa's fault that's happened. It's following along the same downturn that every asset's going towards. But Kaspa also has the strongest fundamental to make the recovery, in my belief. And because it's such a massive downturn for a year, most definitely, especially right now in crypto, not just Kaspa, in crypto, yes, we are early. 100% we're early. I have a video on DaVinci talking about Kaspa that no one has ever seen. It's from a new live stream and he tells what you think about Kaspa. Can I send it to you? You're welcome to, brother. More than welcome to. Yeah, you can send it to me. Either send me a tweet on the chat here. That you sending it to me now. Requests. Or you can send it to me on Discord as well. Either or works. No, okay. Well, I mean, yeah, you want to send it to me, or then go for it. Go for it. Show it to me, and then I'll load it up. Or, I mean, it's easy to send to me on Discord, honestly, but you can send to me either or, and I'll have a look at it real quick before we wrap up. Don't know why it says 3 when I only saw 2 messages though, but hey ho. Can you watch the video on stream? Yeah, I can. Bro, I'm not mad. Hate to be that guy, but I told you above 5 cents you were just sending people to a slaughterhouse. How are they feeling now? I'm sure they're feeling the same way everyone's feeling right now. Like crap. What do you want to say to that? Like, the market has been terrible. That's not a Kaspa issue. If you're saying that you foresaw this whole massive downtrend in crypto from 10 cents, then congratulations to you. You know more than we do. But nobody predicted this significant downtrend in the market. Kaspa's down to 4.6 cents right now. That is not because Kaspa's bad, it's because the market has been crap for all of 2025. Kaspa did it a little bit earlier. I'm not sure how they're feeling. They're probably feeling very hard done by. You've seen, again, this massive divide between a lot of the community and what's actually taking place right now. Send it to you on Discord instead of general. Okay, perfect. Thank you. I will have a look. Is it that? Wait, where? You're sending it in a Discord server, right? Sending it in your Discord server in general. Okay, well, once it's sent through, I'll have a look at it. Try if you can at me as well when you're sending it in Discord server, I'll have a look at it, but I don't see it in there right now. People with conviction and understand how to manage their energy will reap the rewards. True. Billion market cap when you can go to 2,500 billion, 3-6 months ban, super early. Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. I can't send a video on Discord, size too big. I'm sending it on Twitter. Just need to create an account fast. It's all good, brother. It's all good. Yeah. By all means, go for it. I'll hang on a little bit longer then. Equally, if you have a Telegram, I can try and load up on my Telegram as well. But I just commented a random post on your Twitter. Oh, there you go. All right, let's have a listen to this then real quickly.
I mean, here's the problem, right? I mean, I talk.
Kaspa, what do you think about Kaspa, Da Vinci?
I mean, here's the problem, right? I mean, I talked to AI about the same problems that I pointed out in Kaspa, and it agrees 100%. As long as you you have a culture of upgrading the software, right? That creates a feature creep, slowly creeping in broken pieces into the software, or things that are that people would not see. That, hey, that's not good, and then all of a sudden, because it's like, for example, you know how really we should be really scared of our browsers getting updated, our wallets getting updated all the time. This is ridiculous. Why is that on their phone? Because it's an automatic update. The update could be malicious and take all our crypto, right?
Yep.
This is the problem, right? And you can't have that with a protocol. You can't, because the next update could be malicious. Well, it probably won't be, but it'll be like, it'll have something in it that's long-term malicious, right? And so this makes it that less secure than something that, the protocol is written in stone, and changes are like, okay, they have to be done only based on a disastrous situation. Not, oh, well, I have a better idea. You know what I mean?
Yep. What do you think about quantum computing?
My thoughts on that are Bitcoin has already widely been admitted and accepted, even by Bitcoin maximalists, that, well, you have the Lightning Network, don't you? Bitcoin cannot become a protocol settlement layer for the entire space because it is too slow. I understand his distrust with hard forks because of the issues that can come with it. But this is the same issue we spoke about years and years back when Shai reputed Da Vinci, where Shai had come out, and this is completely true, hard forks do carry risks. And I'm sure if you go back to one of my much, much older videos on my channel, which was titled with Da Vinci Jeremy's face in it, I'm sure. Da Vinci. One of these videos back here, I'm sure you would have saw a video where I probably mentioned it with Shai debunk. Yeah, Shai, probably this one here. Yeah. Da Vinci Jeremy just got exposed by Shai. In fact, we can try and quickly load it up right now. I'm not going to play the video though, because I'm not that shameless. Back when I was doing less than 10-minute content, damn. But there was a post. Where is it? One of these posts here. Oh no, this is something else. So that's something else. That was when he asked for funding. Okay, I'm not sure if I'll be able to find it right now. One of these videos though on Da Vinci Jeremy was when he was offering the same exact worries and concerns about the risk to a hard fork. And Shai responded, or someone has responded, that there are risks to hard forks. Of course there are, but there are risks if they're done in a very rushed fashion. If they're done very meticulously and very slowly and done diligently with your own due diligence over a period of time, it's safe. Think about 10 BPS. There has been zero nada issues with 10 BPS. It's been perfect. We've not seen much in that regard because no adoption really happened with regard to Kaspa, but it was perfect, no issues whatsoever. If 10 BPS was rushed out, that could cause issues. So there are risks to hard forks. He's not wrong in that regard, but his sentiment, his belief is that hard forks means you cannot become a protocol. That is not factually correct. And you could ask AI about that, but again, you've got to understand that AI is by no means a perfect module. It's a learning module. It learns what you teach it. You've got to program the AI to think in the manner you want it to think in. If you want AI to FUD Kaspa, you can program it to FUD Kaspa and find all these intricate arguments for it. It's a learning module. It's not sentient. So that's my rebuttal to that. Long and short of it is, he's not wrong. The hard forks are dangerous, but if they're done with their own due diligence and done in a very meticulous way, properly, it's fine. 10 BPS is proof of that. We've had a hard fork already, and there've been no issues. But I appreciate your question either way, Audion. Hopefully that answered your question. $1 trillion market cap in 10 years, people don't think long term. Ask the $1 billion investor in Tesla 10 years ago. Exactly. I can still say comfortably that we are early. Kaspa and Natcha all in. Great to see Kaspa. Everyone is losing their conviction instead of simply having conviction. Yeah, everyone losing their patience having conviction, I agree. That's also why I decided to show this post again, one of my premium insights again, because people are failing to see that institutions don't care. But you, the emotional retail trader, you care about price and early price because you can't see the longer term. That's not me trying to be insulting to you. If you think that's insulting to you, then I mean, I guess you're taking that personal. I'm not saying it to anyone in particular. I'm saying that to the general retail mindset. Everyone's emotional. It's a human nature to be emotional. So there's nothing wrong in feeling upset by the market. But if you're that emotional, but you're overexposed, therefore, you need to get out. Yeah, exactly. See what happened in those. Like, if you compare in time frame, then yeah, ETH and Bitcoin did well in that time frame. Kaspa did very well for a year and then came down. But it's again, it's a matter of perspective, Dimitar. So you're looking at Kaspa from September, then yes, we're down compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum, yes. But then if you look at Kaspa from the last bull cycle, and Kaspa is up. Kaspa from the last bull cycle is up 24,000. Look at ETH in 4 years. If I can do a time frame to 4 years, I'll have to check it out. 4 years. Will it even let me do that? I don't think it will here. No, it won't update there. But even then, ETH in 4 years. Wait, can I do it here? No. No, okay. But comparatively, in the 4-year time frame, Kaspa outperformed Bitcoin and ETH. So it's a matter of perspective. I understand that argument you're making, and you're not incorrect in your argument about how Kaspa's not performed as good as ETH and Bitcoin has done in the 2-year time frame. But you look at it on the longer time frame in this bull cycle, it's done better. So that's also why I very much dislike talking about price, because it's all a matter of perspective. You can easily make an argument for and against it. So that's my answer to that. And yeah, Da Vinci, yeah. If you try to understand his point of view, I understand it. I sound very emotional right now, I can't lie. No, I understand it. I do. That's why I said I agree where he comes from. But it's not the first time we said that either. We've spoken about this 2 years ago or a year ago. These videos here, as you go through my channel, type in Da Vinci, and you go through these videos, one of these videos will show you the clip of him and Shai talking on Twitter, where Shai was explaining to it. Feel free to use the video for a tweet or anything. It's a rare piece. I will do. I will do. I will do. And I'll see if I can find that clip as well from Shai where he debunked it. Because I can literally just load that clip up and say, Shai debunked you years ago, and equally Kaspa had 10 BPS with no issues. So your point has been disproven. Your AI point has been disproven here, because Kaspa's done it perfectly fine. And I also agree. Da Vinci is by no means smart on the Kaspa dev team. He got into Bitcoin early. Yeah, he's not a tech person. He's not a tech person. He's, probably got a bit more intellect than me, possibly. But he's someone who's just got some intellect who, again, just he found something early and run that wave all the way to the top. It's fine. Nothing wrong with it. Double tell, not me or you, everyone, even the genius on Ununton knows the pickle Kaspa is in, missions no adoption, and the big roles who don't want Kaspa to shine. Yeah, again, Tom politically knows his concerns. We've highlighted that. He knows the concerns. That's why he's taking measures to hopefully bring the adoption back. He's not worried about Kaspa. He's worried about the adoption short term and the emissions. He admits their concern, but he's not worried that it won't be fixable. He even said in a post, I'm not sure, I think it's one that I did post about. where I find it'll be interesting. But he made a post where he's like, there is an issue with Kaspa's security budget and adoption and whatnot, but it's a good issue to have. Point being, it's something that can be achieved and solved if you take the right steps. So he's not, he understands the concerns of Kaspa, but he's not worried about it. Where is it? I think I covered this yesterday as well, or the day before. Any other questions real quickly? Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that was also another thing as well. Yeah, Shai wanted, Da Vinci wanted 5K to debate with Shai, and that's why Shai was like, go away. And he outed him as well. But there was an actual post. I'm going to try and find it later on. We've talked about it. I don't think Montoon understands the losses the miners are willing to make for Kaspa. Probably right there. Probably right there. Will I be able to find it? Maybe not. I know I did see a post about it. I spoke about it, where Jonathan was literally saying, I understand the concerns, but it's a good problem to have. Okay, I don't think I reposted about it. Shame. But yeah, he's not. He's okay about it. The security budget is kind of unreliable. Yeah, well, that's a conversation for another day, to be honest, because I am shattered. But I guess it makes up for it. Almost 1.5 live stream. I probably won't be going live tomorrow. And you've got a video to watch too as well. You haven't watched it already. So thank you for watching, family. I appreciate it very, very much for the donations and the kind words and the debate we were having. I get the concerns of Kaspa. It's understandable, but I don't think we got everything to be concerned just yet. I don't think we have anything to be concerned right now at all. Next year will be a year that I think Kaspa will melt faces, as Dimitar used to say and Wing Hong used to say as well. But as I said, family, if you enjoy the stream, leave a like, share and subscribe for more. If you want to learn more about crypto and capital, check out the free Discord community down below in the description. VIP, you can learn a lot more, level up your Kaspa crypto trading game, become a more complete investor, make some wealth. All this down below in the description as well. That being said, family, have a great day, good evening, good night. Don't be emotional, logical, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care now.